My name's Sue Ann Rishi. I remember talking about my teaching style with another art appreciation instructor. And I'm kind of an entertainer. And she said, yeah, you kind of have to entertain these students too. And I'm not an entertainer, so don't like me very much.
My name is Michael Rose, psychology, first 2 years. Classes I've taught, last semester I taught personality theory course, general psychology honors, lifespan development course, and they were all taught lecture.
My name is David Prince. I teach 5th graders. Of course, this is towards the end of the year, so there's quite a bit of review that we're teaching, but because the kids are a lot more active at this time, we're doing a lot more hands-on and a lot of active learning. And that involves also some technology in that process.
My name is Allison Willicke, 4th grade math and science, just 1 year. I taught mostly through the beginning part of the semester was very heavy focus on math. We have the tax test that was in April, and so there was a big push there to get our kids ready for that test. So science kind of fell to the wayside a little bit.
Janet Kelly, Associate Professor, Teaching Strategies, Educational Research, Science Education. I taught high school for 8 years, science, all sciences, biology, chemistry. I taught a teaching strategies class, and I taught a research class.
I'm an associate professor of education. I teach education courses, curriculum theory, introduction to early childhood education, and child and adolescent development. I've been teaching 31 years, I think, elementary and university level.
Fifth graders love to get on the computer for whatever reason. They like doing some internet research, so we do that quite a bit.
I've used Blackboard. I currently use Blackboard with my classes as far as weekly discussions and anything like that. I have a personal web page that has all my PowerPoints, and my students are able to download all PowerPoints and use those, print them out, take them to class, whatever way they want.
I think I use just about everything. I don't rely very heavily on chat. I've got email, discussions, test tool, objectives. Really I use just about everything. There's like I think a media tab that I'm not real familiar with, so I haven't figured that one out yet, but yeah.
I use technology in the classes that I taught through PowerPoint, video, to present the lesson, to model the use of technology in the classroom, and to give a layout, provide a layout, just a planning layout for my students.
Well, virtually everything I do now has some component of technology in it. I don't print even a syllabus anymore, so from the very first day of class, everything is online. I send the syllabus to the students before the first day of class. They go over it, they get their textbooks, so the very first day of the class they come in, they're prepared for it. Now some of my textbooks are online as well, so they access the student support systems. Even from their hard copy textbooks, they have the technology support for that. I also use eCollege for all of my lessons, assignments. My lectures are all via slideshow and PowerPoint with video incorporated into it. When they turn in assignments, we use a program called Turnitin. Well, let me back up a little bit. They also use the Dropbox on eCollege and then the electronic anti-plagiarism program of Turnitin. Nothing is turned in hard copy form anymore. All of it's electronic. I grade on the computer, send it back to them. Communication is all via email. I have face-to-face meetings for advising, but pretty much everything is electronic.
IG Pro, the gradebook on remote desktop control. And there's Sassy and software Teleparent. It's online. You log in and it has all your students and their phone numbers, and it's like an automatic phone service. But you go in and you click what you want it to tell their parents, and so it sounds like it's taking the personal contact out, but for a lot of, like, it calls until it reaches them, and then it speaks in their home language. So yeah, since most of my students spoke Spanish, I don't. It was a way that I could tell their parents what was going on for the most part. And then it tells you, like, if they hung up before it was over, or if they request that you call them back. It's just a way, and that way, if there's something coming up in school, I could click it for every kid and easily have a phone call go out.
Well, I can think real quickly of a particular unit I do that involves some research and a PowerPoint to display what you've learned, to teach the class certain things, and then we record some videos that go through the next step of applying what we've learned into model situations, and then we put all that together into a big program that
My youngest grandchild is Brooke, and she just turned 5. She is also going to be starting kindergarten. And she was with me the other day and said that she went to therapy with me, and she was doing all this stuff, and she said, "Amma, I worked out with your therapist." And I said, "Honey, that's wonderful. What did you do?" And she said, "Oh, we went this way and we did that, and we worked on balance, and I got in the balance ball." And she said, "It was so much fun." And I said, "Well, honey, you do lots of stuff at home too." And she said, "I know. I play with my Wii, and I have tennis, and on the Wii we also have bowling, and we have..." So her whole concept of working out was with the Wii, and when she went to a physical therapist with me, it was, wow, an exercise ball. Wow, I had to do balance, stand on one foot. So her whole world is technology laden.
My grandson is very actively engaged on a computer. He's 3, and he will do Leapster. He will play the Nintendo video games, and he's trying to learn to keyboard. He will sit in front of a keyboard and he knows all of the letters, and he sits there and he tries to type. Starting very early.
Yeah, I have on Blackboard, one of my assignments involves the video games. I'm an ex-junkie video gamer too. And so the assignment is, look at and play these games, choose one, tell me what you found artistic about it. Relate that to arts. There's another game called Shift. It's a Shift series, Shift 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. And it's a little platformer that you have a little guy running around, and it's black and white. So I have actually used that game in my design class when I'm teaching the figure-ground relationship. And you have this little guy running around. He's a little white figure, and so he's positive, and then he's running around on black as the background. But then if you press the Shift key, it flips.
I have to say, I actually learned a lot from it, and I would say they were invaluable skills. I learned leadership skills that I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And I tell you, we did 25-man raids, and dealing with the technical aspects, the leading of that, dealing with the different attitudes, really makes a big difference, especially when you're dealing with leading people that don't give a crap about you. It's not a job. They're not getting paid. So how do you motivate that which doesn't care about you? And so I would say I learned a lot of leadership skills with that.
But I've seen the power of educational gaming. I was of the mindset that games had the entertainment value, but didn't necessarily have the educational value. And what I've discovered is that it's great for modeling. It follows modeling theory very well. And if it's modeled, the kids are going to pick up on it. And the power, I think, of what a game like that could do, absolutely incredible.
I'm all for technology, and it's going to get better and better and better and better and more involved. One day, I mean, we're going to have holographic classrooms where nobody has to actually come to the class. That's great. Am I an advocate of fully online learning? Yes, I think it's important, but I think there's something to be said about the apprenticeship process. And so a lot of people that are naysayers about technology saying, oh, this is going to be the end of the lecture, the end of this involved teaching, it just makes us change. There will always be a place for what we do. And so I'm not really fearful of that. I have high hopes for technology. I really do.
I think with this generation, you have to wear a whole lot of hats. So teaching has evolved quite a bit, whether you're using technology or not. The teacher has to take so many different things into consideration. Learning styles, their own teaching style, personality types. I mean, those are all things that I look in.
It really engages students, and it better prepares them for what they're about to encounter in real life.
I think technology is an incredible advancement. It is a wonderful teaching tool. Technology in all of its many formats and presentations can do so much for the classroom. The sky's the limit. I truly believe that. Do I think that technology can replace the teacher? No. I think that teachers welcome the opportunity to expand their horizons and the way that they teach. And I think that technology is one of the best ways out there to do that. Incredible innovation.